Hello, welcome back to GP's Odds and Ends. Jessica here. So I'm going to be doing a Memorial Day mani today. So first off, I just wanted to say happy Memorial Day to any of those who are currently watching that have served or have family members that served. Thank you so much for your service. I am going to be using this red, white, and blue glitter. I didn't want to do anything too crazy for this mani. So I'm going to be doing just the glitter and kind of like a glitter ombre type of look. So I'll be using the Referral Nail Clear. I've found that their clear it doesn't end up looking like grainy or cloudy when you are doing it or using it in multiple layers, because I do already have about 2 to 3 layers of clear on my natural nail already, and then I'm going to be putting more on top of that with the glitter. So I find that it still looks clear and natural, which I love. So I'll be using that, this eyeshadow brush as well. So this is a makeup eyeshadow brush. It's by e.l.f. and it's the blending eye brush. And that's just going to be, it's a little bit fluffier to pick up those glitters so that I can kind of sprinkle them where I want them on my nail. So I'm going to be doing the same thing on every single nail. I'm going to start with my base coat, as you can see, and applying that to the whole entire nail. I'm going to use that eyeshadow brush to pick up some of those glitters, just dip it right in, and then I'm just sprinkling that at the free edge and then kind of moving it up towards the middle of my nail and rotating my finger as well, so it's sidewall to sidewall where the glitter falls, and it's a little bit more dense at the free edge and then kind of disperses up towards the middle of my nail. I'm also using the clear, as I said here, to soak up the rest of that base coat and make sure I have a nice even layer across the whole entire nail, so it's not just the glitter at the bottom and then ends up looking bumpy. And you can see I'm also kind of pressing with my finger to make sure all of those glitters are laying flat so I don't have any bumps that I don't want. If there are any glitters that are too high up that you don't want in a certain area, you can move those before you put the clear on the nail to soak up the rest of that base coat, so you do have a little bit of time to kind of move the glitters around a little bit or move them down if they're up too high or not where you want them as well. So I'm going to do the same exact thing on the rest of my nails. I'm going to speed this up a little bit so that you can watch, but I'm again not doing anything different. I'm going to sprinkle the glitters, rotate my finger, make sure they're sidewall to sidewall, start at the free edge, move up just a little bit towards the middle of my nail, and then once they're where they should be, pour over with that clear and press them down so they're all laying flat. And that's just going to help. Pressing them down after you do the clear is just going to help to make sure that they're not too bumpy. When you go to file, most glitters are silver on the inside. If you file through them, it's going to take the color off. So the glitters that are red and blue are actually silver inside, and they won't look red or blue anymore if you file on into them. So we want to make sure they're as flat as possible when we get to that point. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up applying the glitter, and then we're going to do one more little thing before we cap everything in clear. Okay, and I did want to mention as well that this glitter came from Cascade Colorworks. As you saw in the beginning, it was one of their sub box colors. So that the company has is no longer in business, but there are buy sell trade groups on Facebook that you could look into, and I'm sure that there's other companies as well that have or may have something similar. But in this particular sub box, when I was subscribed to it, it came with this little bag of glitter stars. So they're kind of the same colors as the glitters in the container, in the jar, but they're in this shape of stars. So I wanted to add a few of those. So I'm just gonna pull a few out and put them right on the paper towel there. I'm also going to put some of, not all, but some of that glitter back into the jar and just leave a little bit in the cupcake liner, because I want to place those stars and some of the chunkier glitters in the cupcake liner wherever I, want them on my nails. So wherever I want to add some more glitters, if there's not any chunky glitters, it's just the smaller ones, I want to add some of the bigger ones. And I'm not doing stars on every single nail. I wanted to add them just to a couple for a little bit of an extra kind of Memorial Day look. This would also be a good look for the 4th of July as well, with the red, white, and blue. So we will be doing those kinds of colors again in July, but again, I just wanted that extra little kind of shape or accent on a couple of the nails. But I think these came out super cute. It's very simple, kind of easy mani to do as well. And again, once I'm done with placing glitters where I want them, did you see that star just pop right into the clear? It flew, just jumped right over there. I do fish it out with my water marble tool here. It was like, nope, we're gonna go for a jump. But I am putting the clear on again as well, just to make sure that I have a nice even layer across my whole entire nail. And I am still gonna do another layer of clear on top to make sure everything is kind of sealed in, so when I do my filing and shaping and the e-filing and everything off camera, that I have a nice even layer to file, but also those glitters are a little bit protected by a layer of the clear. So that's why, again, you want to use a clear powder that when you're using the multiple layers is going to stay looking clear throughout. And also, whenever I'm using the clear powder, besides that fluffier brush that I'm using to kind of get the powder off of my skin, I like to use that scrubby brush, that blue scrubby brush that I was using, to really like scrub off any excess powder. And you can kind of see how it the difference when before I scrub and then after I use that scrubby brush, where it even looks a little bit more clear or less kind of cloudy after I use that brush. That's going to help, you know, cut down on some of that like kind of cloudiness or grainy look that you might get from some of the clear powders as well. And I think the scrubby brush also kind of helps get any of that excess powder out from around your cuticle area as well, which is helpful. So this is my full clear layer to protect those glitters before I go in to do the filing. All right, so before I do any filing, I want to make sure that the dip powder is all nice and hardened. So I'm using the activator on every nail. I usually I'll do one layer and then go back and do this second layer just to make sure that that activator has penetrated all the way down to the very first layer of dip powder. Usually it kind of has a cooling kind of feel to it on your nail, so it kind of feels a little bit cool when you apply it. But we let that set for about 2 minutes or so before I go in and do any filing. So I did file off camera, so now I'm going to clean off all of that filing dust again with this scrubby brush and a little bit of alcohol just to make sure I'm getting everything off of the nail before I go in with my second layer of activator to make sure that the top coat is nice and shiny. And then, as always, I like to make sure I have any of that activator or residue off of my skin before I go in with my top coat. And I am this time using those lint-free wipes to make sure that I don't have any pieces of like cotton or anything from the cotton rounds that I was using before kind of left on my nail, because I found that will, you know, the top coat brush will kind of pick that up, and then it gets a little bit messy. But I did speed this up a little bit just so that you're aware, but I'm doing about 2 to 3 swipes across each nail. And then I'm going to start right back again at the pinky for my second layer of top coat. You always want to do 2 layers of top coat for the dip powders systems for the most part. That's usually how the directions go. And on the second layer, you can be a little bit more thorough. You can make sure that your whole entire surface of your nail is covered. I like to get my free edge because I use Peel Base, so I don't want that to... Water kind of activates Peel Base. I don't know if I've explained that before, but usually water will kind of activate the Peel Base and they start popping off if water gets to them. So I'm just kind of sealing it all in with putting the top coat on that free edge of my nail, so water can't really get in there, but I can still pop the nails off. I'll usually use like my nippers to take the dip powder off when I'm ready to change. But I think that these are super cute. I love how shiny those glitters are and how shiny the top coat makes them look. I let those dry for about 3 to 5 minutes usually, and then go in with my cuticle oil because I want to make sure that my skin is renourished again, especially with the reactions that I've gotten in the past. I find that my skin is a little bit more sensitive now after all of that, so I want to make sure that I'm taking care of my skin and my cuticles and everything, so the cuticle oil definitely helps. And you want to rub that all in, and that can help promote nail growth as well. But I think this mani came out super cute. I love the kind of glitter ombre look. I don't really do it very much, but I really love how it comes out, especially down, you know, when you're kind of doing that glitter ombre from the free edge up. It's almost like a French manicure, but really sparkly and pretty. So thank you so much for watching. Again, happy Memorial Day, and thank you to either you or your family members that have served. I definitely appreciate your service. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you would like. I definitely appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.